let's have some fun with the San Francisco Giants and the LA Dodgers. All right. I am going to pull up an article that is actually pretty interesting. All right. Let me pull up the article here. And this was in ESPN, written by Bradford Doolittle, and a little fantasy here. Okay. A little fantasy. All right. Are the Dodgers two playoff teams in one? We split them in half. Bradford Doolittle. Okay. So I try not to read the whole article, but give you a little basis of what's going on. All right. Lou, you ready for some fun?
Talk to me.
All right. This is written by Bradford Doolittle. Welcome, folks. It's a resplendent fall day in Flatbush. Okay. This is all fantasy, make believe. And 6 months ago, who would have imagined this? The visiting LA Dodgers are ready to take the field in Brooklyn at the new Ebbets Field with the 25 National League pennant on the line. Standing in the way of LA 9 are their literal offspring, the Brooklyn Trolleys, the most unusual expansion team in baseball history. Champions of the National League West, the Trolleys' 98 wins earned them today's home field edge over the 87-win wildcard Dodgers. The grandstand at Ebbets is already full on this clear autumn day. The Patriots shuffling through the fabulous rotunda down below. The scoreboard is gleaming, and the reconstituted Schaefer beer sign above is ready to call the hits and errors. Roki Sasaki is making his final warm-up throws now for Brooklyn. Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani watches from the on-deck circle, ready to lead off the game for the LA Dodgers. Game 7 of the National League Championship Series is about to get underway. It's time for Trolleys baseball. Wait, what is happening here? The Los Angeles Dodgers, the real ones, are working on a streak of 12 straight playoff appearances. 11 of those seasons have ended with a National League West title. 4 have added to the franchise's pennant count. After last fall's World Series win over the New York Yankees, 2 of those seasons have resulted in championships. After this winter's stunning run of high-level acquisitions, people are asking with real concern about whether the Dodgers might have finally broken baseball. It's not hard to understand why. The expectations for the Dodgers have never been higher, and that's saying something. ESPN Bet currently has the Dodgers over-under win at 103.5, 10 more than any other team. Cots Contracts estimates LA CBT payroll number at $374.1 million. If you split that in half, $187.05 million, the CBT payroll would still rank 15th in the majors. Split the Dodgers in half? Is that a solution? Well, obviously it is not, but let's imagine that it was, that some trust-busting commissioner took over, or some bizarre schism took place in the Guggenheim Baseball Management Group. This is fantastical, but stick with me. Here's the sequence of events that have led to our dream game at a brand new version of Ebbets Field. The Dodgers' dominance and hoarding of superstar talent becomes viewed as an existential threat to baseball. Fans are screaming. Owners are wringing their hands. Partially in response to this situation, Colorado Rockies owner Dick Monfort announces that his franchise is withdrawing from Major League Baseball and will join the Banana Ball Championship League. The Rockies struggle in their new circuit, but their fans keep turning out anyway. Fights break out in the Guggenheim Group. Who knows why? Lawsuits are filed. Desperate to resolve the situation and fill the one-team void in the National League West, Commissioner Rob Manfred takes up a Brooklyn developer's offer to construct an exact replica of Ebbets Field on the same block where the sacred old green cathedral stood for decades. The residents who are currently there are respectfully relocated. The new ballpark springs up with an alarming, how do you say that word? I read that today. What's that word? How do you say that word? Alacrity? Alarming. I guess it means, that's a word I've not actually heard.
Electricity, yeah.
Okay. All right. Learn something new every day, right? All right. At the winter meetings, Manfred's solution is announced. The Dodgers will be split in half. Everything, the organizational talent on the field and off, is divided evenly. The offshoot of the Dodgers will play at their reconstituted Ebbets Field and will be called the Trolleys, keeping with the tradition. Get this, guys. The new club will be managed by Gabe Kapler and its front office run by Farhan Zaidi. All right. It's a lot. I know it's impossible, but let's suspend disbelief for just a moment so we can get a real question. Have the Dodgers accumulated so much talent that at this point they could field two contending rosters? And what we're going to do tonight is see if these rosters that are split in half for the Dodgers, are they still better than the Giants? So let's look at the rosters. All right. The Dodgers have Ohtani leading off, by then shortstop Tommy Edman. Catcher Will Smith is batting third. Cleanup is Teoscar Hernandez. In left field, batting fifth is Michael Conforto. Batting sixth is center fielder Andy Pajes. Youngster Dalton Rushing will play first and hit seventh, followed by third baseman Chris Taylor in the eighth hole. And finally, batting ninth and playing the keystone is second baseman Andy Freeland. All right. So to divide the Dodgers' current organizational roster, took a straightforward approach by doing a coin flip for Ohtani. LA won, got him. So since Ohtani pitches and hits, the other team, the Trolleys, get Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. To Brooklyn, from there, I just ranked each positional group by projected WAR and assigned every other player to one team or the other. Some jostling was done to make sure the spread of the positions was equitable, and that bottom line, the WAR projection was as close as possible. Each team was assigned 35 players. All right, so here's the Dodgers roster. Ohtani, Smith, Rushing, Freeland, Taylor, Edman, Conforto, Pajes, Hernandez. The bench, Yainer, Fernandez. Okay, let's look at the rotation. Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani, Landon Knack, Justin Bobelski, and Ben Kasparis. In the bullpen, they got Tanner Scott, Blake Trinan, Kirby Yates, Michael Grove, Ryan Brazier, Eduardo Henriquez, and Hoon Sik Young or whatever. All right, Brooklyn's regulars. Austin Gauthier, DH. Barnes catching. Freeman, first base. Hyson Kim, second. Miguel Rojas, short. Muncy at third. DePaula, left field. Outman, center. Mookie Betts, right. And their rotation, Blake Snell, Roki Sasaki, Clayton Kershaw, Tony Gonsolin, Dustin May, Bobby Miller. All right, there you have it, guys. Let's talk about this. All right. A team, Lou, with Freeman and Betts. All right. And a rotation of Snell. I think this rotation is better than the Giants. Snell, Sasaki.
Giants don't have one player that would be on either team. Not one player from the Giants' current roster would be on that team.
Oh, yeah, they would. Yeah.
Maybe Webb, but that's it.
Oh, no. No, I can name 3 or 4 guys. I mean, Webb would be on a team. Couple of bullpen guys. You would have Ramos would be on a team. Yeah, look at these outfield. Come on, Lou. I mean, look at the
they'd be riding the pine. They wouldn't get any time, even if they were there. That tells you how bad the Giants are.
You're going to tell me that Brooklyn's outfield of Outman and Jesse DePaula. No, Ramos could play, and Chapman could play third base over.
No.
Yeah. No. And Adames would be better than what's his name? Adames would be better than Edman and the other shortstop, Rojas. Come on, you got to be fair, Lou. You can't say that those guys wouldn't play. Willie Adames wouldn't be on either one of those teams starting.
No, because he'd have to be a DH, and they don't need him on those teams. They already have the better DHs. Giants don't have much. I mean, look what Victor. I agree, Victor. The Giants don't have much. The only person that thinks we're actually good is Robert. He shows up, tells us that, the Giants pitching can hold down the Dodgers. I don't know what world he lives in. I'm not sure where he actually is now. But do me a favor. Pass the doobie around, dude, because you're high as a kite. The Giants pitching would not be able to lock down the Dodgers, okay? We don't have anyone that can even hold their jocks. So let's get something straight. Giants don't have talent. Dodgers are so talented. You just heard they have 2 teams that could beat us. Okay. It's just gotten ridiculous.
I think this trolley team with Blake Snell, Roki, Sasaki, Kershaw, Gonsolin, May, and Miller is a better starting rotation than the Giants. And I think the other rotation with the Dodgers they have here is Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani, Knack, Wrobelski, and Kaspareris. I think that's a better rotation. I think their regulars, they have Ohtani and Will Smith, who would be all-stars, and Teoscar Hernandez. The Giants have Webb, Adames, Ramos, and Chapman. I mean, overall, the Dodgers team has superstars in Ohtani and an all-star in Will Smith and Teoscar Hernandez. They've got 2 all-stars and a superstar. Their pitching rotation, Yamamoto, I would say, is a star. Glasnow is a star. Ohtani's a star. So they've got 3. The Giants have Webb. The other team, the Brooklyn Trolleys, they have 2 superstars in Freeman and Betts. And their rotation has a couple of all-stars, Cy Young potential, Snell, Sasaki, and then Kershaw's on his way. You know, he's at the end of his career. But Gonsolin is okay when he's pitching in May. So I think overall their rotations are both better. I think the Giants, this team, the Trolleys, I'm not crazy about their lineup. It's not the greatest. It's got a few holes in it, but they do have some stars. Whereas the Giants don't really have no superstars, and maybe 2 potential all-stars in the field in Adames and Ramos, and a potential, you got an all-star in Logan Webb. So if you put these teams together on paper, I would have to say that they would finish ahead. Both teams would finish ahead of the Giants. I think you would have...
We'd be 3rd out of 3 teams, the usual.
I think what would happen is the Diamondbacks would win the division. And I think the Dodgers and Trolleys, in this case, would fight it out 2nd and 3rd. Well, if this is the division, the Rockies are gone. The Giants are in 5th place in this division because the Padres are in there. Yeah, you split the Dodgers up into 2 teams and get rid of the the Rockies. The Giants are finishing in 5th place. Yeah. Now you'd have to face 4 teams 13 times. So now you're playing 52 games against
the total would go down to 62.
The win-loss total would go from 79.5 probably to about 75.5. Realistically, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.